Good morning, students. Today we are going to complete our chapter 9, Breath of Life. Our last topic is respiration in plants. I have already told you plants also respire. They take in oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. Uh, in this video, we learn how plants respire. We already know that leaves of plants have tiny pores on their surface, and these pores are called stomata, and air can freely enter through these pores. The stomatas are guarded by kidney shaped cells called guard cells. When two guard cells get inflated due to water, the stomata remain open. You can see this through the diagram. Here, this is stomata. This is stomata. And these two kidney shaped cells, these are the kidney shaped cells which are known as guard cells. And when water goes in, it's becomes turgid, ये फूल जाते हैं और स्टोमेटा क्या होता है, स्टोमेटा रिमेन्स ओपन. और जब इसमें से वाटर निकल जाता है गार्ड सेल्स में से, हियर इज द क्लोजिंग ऑफ स्टोमेटा. हियर इज द क्लोजिंग ऑफ स्टोमेटा. इसमें से जब वाटर निकल जाता है तो ये क्या हो जाता है, किडनी शेप सेल्स श्रिंक हो जाते हैं और स्टोमेटा क्या हो जाता है, क्लोज. हियर यू कैन सी द स्टोमेटा गेट क्लोज्ड. So opening and closing of stomata helps in respiration. So when the guard cells deflated means जब उसमें से water निकल जाता है, the stomata get closed. And stomata are fully open during the daytime as plants would perform transpiration along with respiration. You know that what is transpiration? Transpiration means loss of water from the surface of leaves. Loss of water from the surface of leaves. So on daytime, both processes are going on, that is transpiration as well as respiration. But at night, the stomata are closed. But plants respire through leaf and stem surface. Through leaf as well as stem surface. So, respiration in plants takes place through entire body surface, especially the leaves. The content of oxygen in the air is much higher than that present in the plant cells. Means plant cells के अंदर ऑक्सीजन का कंटेंट क्या होता है, कम होता है, बट बाहर जो ऑक्सीजन है एयर में वो ज़्यादा होती है. सो वी नो दैट कि ऑक्सीजन ऑलवेज फ्लोज फ्रॉम हायर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टू लोअर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. सो ऑक्सीजन डिफ्यूजेस इनटू द सेल्स. सो and this oxygen is utilized by the all parts of the plant. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide from the cell goes out into the air as the concentration of carbon dioxide is more inside the cell than outside. And this exchange of gases takes place throughout the day and night, and this is known as respiration. The root cells utilizes air in the soil for respiration. जो plants soil में grow करते हैं वो कौन सी ऑक्सीजन यूज़ करते हैं, जो ऑक्सीजन विच इज़ प्रेजेंट in between the particles of soil. And the plants that are living in water, they use oxygen which are dissolved in water for respiration. So throughout the day and night, the exchange of gases takes place, which is known as respiration. Now, how to demonstrate that plants respire through stomata? So we have to do an activity. For this, the materials required are for Ziplocs. Ziplocs means ऐसे पॉलीथीन्स लेने जिनके ऊपर लॉक्स लगे होते हैं. 4 leaves और क्या लेनी है, we have to take Vaseline. So first of all mark the ziplocs, चारों पॉलीथीन बैग्स को mark A, B, C and D and apply Vaseline on each leaf as per the instructions below. Leaf A, we have to apply no Vaseline. Leaf B, apply the Vaseline on the top of the leaf. सिर्फ लीफ के ऊपर वाले मतलब जो सरफेस है उसके ऊपर वैसलीन लगानी है. लीफ सी, अप्लाई द वैसलीन ऑन द बॉटम ऑफ द सरफेस, ऑन द बॉटम ऑफ द लीफ. लीफ के नीचे वाले जो नीचे वाला सरफेस होता है उस पर लगानी है. एंड लीफ डी, अप्लाई वैसलीन ऑन बोथ साइड्स ऑफ द लीफ. नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, नाउ प्लेस ऑल लीव्स in each ziploc and keep it in sunlight. After some time we will observe that leaves C and D have least water, उसमें पानी नहीं होगा, and inside the ziploc, and leaves A and B have most water. Why this happens? It is because leaf A and B perform transpiration with respiration and releasing water through stomata. But leaves C and D do not respire and do not produce water as their stomata are blocked with Vaseline. देखो A में हमने वैसलीन लगाई थी, B में सिर्फ किस पे लगाई थी वैसलीन, हमने सिर्फ टॉप पे लगाई थी, बॉटम पे नहीं लगाई क्योंकि बॉटम में क्या प्रेजेंट होते हैं, स्टोमेटास. बट लीफ C और D में क्या है, लीफ C में बॉटम पे लगाई सो उसके स्टोमेटास ब्लॉक हो गए और लीफ डी में दोनों तरफ ब्लॉक हो गए. सो इस फ्रॉम दिस एक्टिविटी इट इज़ क्लियर दैट कि ट्रांसपीरेशन एज वेल एज रेस्पिरेशन टेक्स प्लेस थ्रू स्टोमेटा. नाउ वी हैव टू लर्न कि हाउ प्लांट्स रिस्पायर थ्रू देयर रूट्स. सो here these are the roots. This is the root and these are the root hairs. These are the root hairs. And roots under the soil respire by taking in oxygen that is present in air spaces between the soil particles. I have already told you कि जो plants soil में होते हैं वो कौन सी ऑक्सीजन यूटिलाइज करते हैं, which are present between the soil particles. Root hair reach the air, absorb the oxygen. This is then utilized by other cells for respiration, and the carbon dioxide which is given out by the cells during respiration also leaves the root through root hair by the process of diffusion. So whether plants takes place, respiration takes place by roots or by leaves, which process is applicable? Diffusion. What is diffusion? It is the movement of air from higher concentration to lower concentration. Now we have to learn respiration is of two types, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? The process by which organisms respire in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. In this process, it involves the complete breakdown of sugar to produce carbon dioxide, water and a lot of energy. And this process, this aerobic respiration is also called cellular respiration or tissue respiration because it takes place in all the cells of organism. Here is the equation of aerobic respiration. Glucose plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide, water and energy. Now what is anaerobic respiration? The process by which organism respire in the absence of oxygen. कई organism in the absence of oxygen respire करते हैं, मतलब जब ऑक्सीजन प्रेजेंट नहीं होती तब वो रिस्पायर करते हैं. That respiration, that process is called anaerobic respiration. So in this process very little energy is produced and there is incomplete breakdown of food. And in this process ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide is produced. It takes place in some bacteria as well as some fungi like yeast. But anaerobic respiration also takes place in human beings. When we are doing vigorous exercise, when muscles gets contract, then muscles starts doing anaerobic respiration. So in this process glucose is break down into lactic acid. In our muscles which acid is produced? Lactic acid, and very less amount of energy is released. Sometimes after exercise we feel pain. Why? Because lactic acid gets accumulated in our body. So we feel pain in our body. So now what we have to learn, that is a difference between anaerobic and aerobic respiration. I have already told you what is anaerobic respiration. This is the first point. It occurs in the absence of oxygen. And aerobic respiration, it occurs in the presence of oxygen. It involves, and in aerobic respiration, it involves incomplete breakdown of sugar, produces alcohol and carbon dioxide. And in aerobic respiration, it involves a complete breakdown of sugar to produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. In anaerobic respiration, less amount of energy is produced. And in aerobic respiration large amount of energy is produced. Anaerobic respiration, it occurs for short period of time and takes place in the muscles of human body, some bacteria and yeast. But aerobic respiration takes throughout their life, and it takes place in humans, birds, fish, etc. So this is the differences between anaerobic and aerobic respiration. So I hope that you all understand this chapter carefully. Now try to do its exercise. Thank you.